How do I do this, T?
Hello, this is Lady Firesnow. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm here with Quaithe Theories. Hello, Quaithe.
Hi, friends.
Hi, guys. So we are back to discuss episode 3. I think we were all a little bit shocked after we watched the episode. We did our little recap video, or kind of like our first reactions, if you will, when we came to do our live stream. And we were a little bit shocked. I think we were a little bit disappointed at the time. I don't know that I feel as disappointed now as I did then.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I did go over and look at it. I was really trying to get into the writer's mind to see what to get into their perspective of why they did what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is not to be so ugly towards them. Yeah, so we made an outline.
We did.
Heard it, guys.
We made an outline. We did. I'm going to see if I can get it pulled up here so I can see the chat. I don't know if you can see it yet, Quaithe. Can you see anything yet?
I cannot, no.
Okay. We might give a couple of minutes, see if people are going to, people, I'm sure they'll start popping up, and start coming in.
Oh, yeah.
So I think one of the big things we talked about was that seems like the writers are like, okay, let's wrap it up.
Yes.
No.
Like, we are over this. We have other projects. Let's just end this and move on to our next thing.
And I'd like to believe that there are, more magical or another part of this storyline that's going to play out. But I just don't know if I believe that. I just think that they really are doing exactly that. They're just wrapping crap up.
Yeah.
Do you think that too?
I can't give them credit that in watching this, I feel like they did think about us and really try to get us in the mindset of the actors, of the characters, as if we were in the battle with them. The anticipation, the anxiety. I think that was kind of, not rewatching it many times.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was pretty much their goal, is in seeing everybody's reaction and seeing people who normally don't have fear in their face have to.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I had to mute. I've got it. I got the chat up now. I agree with you. I agree with you completely. I feel like that they definitely, did try to, and they succeeded in that. I feel like they definitely succeeded in making us nervous and feel like we're actually part of the battle.
Yeah.
So
I think so too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where to begin. I mean, besides the way they made it, what they did, I also try to find the points of some of the characters living and dying, and why they were even in there. For instance, the Red Woman, everybody was like, oh, she came out of nowhere, which she literally did come out of nowhere.
Right.
But why they did that. And if you really watch Game of Thrones from the beginning, you'll see that she plays a really big part of the series. Mm-hmm. She really does. Anybody who is into the Lord of Light, those are I call prophets. So, it makes sense, and that she just come to help, or to even prove herself that she is there to help.
Right. She actually had to do something to get herself in the castle to begin with, right?
I think so, yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel, speaking of her, that's kind of where, after having time to rewatch and analyze, that's kind of where I've concluded that they are not going to go back into the storyline. They're not going backwards into the Night King or into anything related to the others. I don't think they are. And my main reason for thinking that is because Melisandre. Because she ended her life there at the end of that battle. Like it's over.
Right.
Like it's over. That chapter is done.
Right. She was there to do what Lord Light intended her to do, as was Beric.
Right. Well, there is the theory that death can never be defeated, though.
There is that. But there is all the history of the Night King and the queen and the babies. There's all that history. There really is. But you're right. Do they have time to put all that back into the story? And are they going to put all that back in the story? And if they do, is it going to tie into what the next HBO series is going to be about?
Yeah, I could see that though. Because I feel like they didn't give us answers about the Night King or his men. They didn't give us any real answers. So they definitely left that door open for the prequel, which I do believe they're going to elaborate on the creation of the Night King and all of that in the prequel. But will they give us any more Easter eggs? I hope so.
I hope so too. Hey, Rod, damn it. I'm glad you joined us.
Yes, thank you. Hello. Thanks for joining us, Rod. We're always glad to have you here.
Yeah. So after watching it 10 or 20 times, what did you think, Rod?
Right? What did you think, man? What's your thoughts? You know, we want to hear y'all's thoughts. We want to hear what you think. We're very interactive. So if anybody's watching and they want to participate and chat, we would definitely respond to you. We have the ability to do that now, and we definitely want to do that with you. So you can also message on this after the stream is over. If you're not able to chat, you can always come back to the stream and then message on it, and I can see it, and then we can address those questions on our Sunday live stream as well. So you can still get your questions answered or your comments stated if you do it that way. I will see your messages after the fact. Hi, KT.
Hey, KT.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm so excited, guys.
I know. And our 2 book readers too, right?
Yeah.
It's even better.
What did you guys think? I mean, the opening scene, why they did what they did, all the drama, anxiety.
Rod says, I really enjoyed it. It was easier once you separate show from book. I think it was a good Thrones movie.
Yes, I agree. It was really a good Thrones movie. Is that an Easter egg in itself, guys? Can they take this to the big screen? I mean, maybe that was their point in the first place. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, Arya and the library. You know, that was really Hollywood.
It really felt like The Walking Dead. Like I felt like I just moved into the Walking Dead show. You know what I mean? Like I watched The Walking Dead. I know you don't, Quaithe, but I do, and it definitely felt like a Walking Dead show all of a sudden. Like even the Arya's look on her face, her fear, all of that. I mean, it was just very Walking Dead-ish.
Went into her hands at the doorknob. I mean, yeah, Rod, I totally agree with you. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going to do.
Oh,
maybe so that's what they're going to prove.
So Katie says she hasn't read the book. She's saving it for after the show. Me too. I think you are too, Quaithe, right?
Yeah.
But she's let a lot of the.
Taking a road trip soon, and we thought that would be a perfect opportunity to just,
audio.
Listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, audio.
Exactly.
Totally. Yeah. Rod says the director said he envisioned the last 4 episodes as one long movie. So there's that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One very long movie. I think it's, the episode itself, I think as an overall rating, there was a couple of moments that were a little bit Hollywooded. I think you agree, Quaithe, right? It's a couple of moments. But other than that, overall, I was still pleased. And I still was happy with it. So in our beginning, we kind of talked a little. We wanted to talk a little bit about the Dothraki, the Jorah, the Red Woman, and Sam. Those are the ones we have on our list.
Yeah.
Character views, basically, right? From the character's view.
Our character views, yes.
I love that one of my favorite scenes was when they were running. Jorah was with the Dothraki. I think I pegged that. I don't know if that was a private conversation or a live stream. That Jorah's the one that speaks their language, so he's going to be the one with the Dothraki. And I loved that scene where they were charging, and you saw the big cannonball, fireballs going overhead. That was awesome.
It was really awesome, and I think the reason why they put them in first. I mean, if you want to analyze this, because those are their toughest warriors. I mean, even Jamie was telling Cersei, I mean, those are their toughest men. And them going in and then coming back out with their toughest soldier leading them, Jorah, most respected. I mean, did you see Tormund's face?
Yeah.
I mean, that says it all. That
he was like
if they can't do it, he can't. What do we expect, you know? So I think that was really smart of the writers of doing that to make us feel the anxiety that they were feeling as well.
Right. I mean, that herd was just incredible. I liked the way they made it look so like undefeatable. The way it was like a herd that was just tumbling on top of each other. That became like a big ball of whites trying to kill everybody. I mean, it was a little bit crazy, right? But I liked it. Yeah, I liked that. I did. Katie says that she loved the episode. Some incredible shots, but she definitely has to remove. She says, I definitely have to remove trying to figure out some things. The white logic, the battle logic, and the time issues. Yeah, I could.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of silly nonsense, and you can tell it was the rush of, okay, let's get this, let's do this, let's do that, and just let's get this done. Let's move on to the next thing. Like you said, the not explaining the White Night Walker's story or Night King's story, not explaining that so much, not explaining Bran and what he's supposed to be doing there, and
right.
There's just a bunch.
There's a bunch of unexplained stuff, which I guess that's Game of Thrones, right? They like to leave us guessing and wondering and have something to talk about. If they told us everything, what would we talk about?
Yeah, it's true.
What would we talk about?
I like the smartness of the Night King using the weather as one of his powers because he can, but I do think it was a little bit overkill.
Yeah, the weather.
They could have toned that down some a little bit.
Yeah, I agreed with you that I liked the whole use of the weather because, like you said, it was realistic. It made it more realistic. That would actually be something that would have to overcome. But I agree with you also. I feel like they a little overused it.
Yeah, because if fire can't withstand it, then a human up in the air cannot withstand it. I'm sorry.
Right. How could a human up on a dragon, unless the dragon's just keeping them warm?
Yeah, but that's us, making up our own story shit.
Right. I think we said that last live stream. We make up our own story better.
Yeah, we could totally rewrite this, right?
Well, in our minds, there's no budget.
Yes, I know.
So we can make up anything we want, right?
Yeah.
We can make up anything we want. So, deaths. Should we talk about deaths? Or we want to talk more about what we liked and didn't like with the battle itself before we move to deaths?
Yeah, I like to talk about the battle. That was fun. I mean, like you said, I like the big wave of the dead coming in. That was a little bit overkill as well because we already knew that they were going to get overcome with that. And they knew they had to top that off. They had the Dothraki as part of the dead as well. And the Unsullied. I mean, come on. It was just adding more and more and more to where it was unrealistic even as a viewer sitting down going, okay, this battle's like, forget it. And then there's no way anybody can survive this. And then everybody surviving it. Then it kind of really ruined the moment for us as well. Because they overdid it in the first place.
It did expect more deaths. I did expect more magic.
I did expect more magic too. Hey, does anybody think that there was some magic in the crypts? We'll get to that later, but kind of think about it so we could talk about that.
Yes, we do have a section we're going to definitely talk about the crypts. And so if you guys want to be thinking about what you want to tell us or you want to go ahead and put it in the chat, we'll bring it up when we get down to the crypts because something's up there, right? I watched that part over and over, rewound and watched to see. Yeah, so we'll get to that. But the deaths themselves, I definitely felt like there should have been more deaths. Has anybody else felt that way? Like, I mean, I know we lost, and I know we lost Jorah, Melisandre, Ed, Little Bear, Theon.
Yeah.
And someone else. Who was it?
I think that was it. Ed,
have some notes written somewhere.
Barrick. Yeah.
And Barrick, that's who it was, Barrick. And I had predicted, I didn't say it on my analysis video, but I said it in the live stream. But I had predicted Jamie, Jorah, Grey Worm, and Barrick on my video, my analysis video. But then on our live stream, I had said Ed and Theon also.
Yeah. KT has something to say on there. Can you read it really well?
Barrick. She was telling us it was Barrick. And
she said the dragon slaying fire on the battle at the same time was absolutely beautiful. I don't understand how all our faves at the front lines are still alive, though.
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
Right. Hey, Richard. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you.
Richard.
This has been one of my subscribers from like early on. So.
Oh, I'm glad he's chat with us today.
Yeah, chat. Let us know
what you think. We're trying to be nice. We're trying really hard.
Right? I mean, really, in all fairness, it was action packed. It was a good episode. I think that just some of us who know the storyline so well, we're just expecting a little more magic and a little more realistic death. Come on, guys. How did all these guys live? Seriously?
Oh, Fifth Son's here too. Hey, Fifth. That's pretty good. I think we have to really think about why they lived and the reason, because we do have some episodes left over.
Yeah, like Fifth Son said, Jamie.
Have to tie it together.
Right, Fifth Son said Jamie sucks fighting with his left hand, and he was on the front line. How did he die? I mean, that was my number one kill. That was my number one prediction, that Jamie was going to die, because it just seemed like there was a lot of foreshadow for it. And I agree with you 100%. How the hell did he survive? Right?
Yeah,
so,
I agree with you, Fist. He's starting to be one of my favorite characters as well. You got that love-hate relationship with him from the beginning, and now he's really changing who he is and coming to his own person without Cersei telling him what to do, how to do it.
I agree. I agree with you, Quaithe, and I agree with you.
A lovable character, yeah.
I agree with you, Fifth Son. I do. I have grown to love Jamie too, and but it's just kind of like, how did he survive this though? Valonqar. You're gonna get the Valonqar.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Yeah, we talked about that, Richard. That was our first reaction on Sunday. We thought it was kind of weak and stupid, and the whole Night King. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're reaching right now. We went over it. I watched it over and over. I'm looking for the high points, looking for what they did with what they did.
Right. Why did they did it? What was their view? Why did they do it?
Mm-hmm.
Valyrian steel, plot armor. Yeah, it's and the commentary they said that they were like, well, that the Valyrian steel was the opposite of the dragon glass, and I just felt like that wasn't an explanation. Like I just really expected there to be some bigger magical elements that were going to need to be done to defeat the Night King. I thought they were all going to retreat to the crypts, and somehow the crypts were going to protect them, and then the Night King was going to move on, and we were going to have to move on to defeat him in a different way. And so I think that's where we're all kind of a little disappointed, is that I think we were expecting a little George R.R. Martin style going on, and we didn't.
Yeah, we
didn't.
Really were. We keep forgetting that it's not him.
It's not him that's writing this stuff. He's not writing this stuff. Good thing he'll be writing the prequel, though. He's very involved in the prequel, guys. So
I'm excited about that, then.
He is. He's very involved in the prequel, guys. So if you don't know that, you can be looking forward to that. So KT says, we still have 3 episodes left. Plenty of time for our favorites to die horribly. I'm sure Jamie is going to die. I don't see him making it to the end.
Glorious death. Yes, you're right. I mean, come on, Little Bear. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was. Awesome. Loved that death.
Horrible, but glorious death. I mean, that was very heroic. She stuck to her character through and through. That was great.
I loved her. I loved that.
Yes.
Loved her. Loved that as well. Yes. Do you listen to Storm spoilers? I think they're talking to each other. No, I'm not. Okay, I think they're still talking to each other.
That's fine.
Rod says, shared a few groups trying to get in the word out. Oh, thanks, Rod. Thanks for doing that. We always appreciate you passing it around and bringing us some more viewers. We appreciate that a lot. I didn't miss anybody, right? Did anybody say? Richard said he's an OG. Yes, you are, sir. Yes, you are, sir. He sure has been around for a while. He's been a supporter of mine for quite some time. I'm always very appreciative of that. So finally learned how to do this live stream, and I'm excited that we're doing it. And I'm so excited that Quaithe is here doing it with me, because I think that makes it more exciting. So
yeah, we've been having fun, and I'm really having a good time reading everyone's chat. And yes, thanks, Rod, for doing that. Like other people to join in.
Yeah,
give everyone else's opinion.
Absolutely, we love the interaction with you guys, and that's what makes it funner. You know, it's sad that as we as I grow and get bigger, we'll be able to do that. But I don't see that as well. You know, but I don't see that being an issue, at least through the rest of this series. You know, we should be able to interact with anybody who is in the chat. So, and everybody. So. So we talked about Little Bear. We talked about Jamie not dying. I was disappointed.
The battle, the death.
Right.
What did y'all think about Theon's death?
Yes.
Do y'all think that was necessary, the charge and everything? I just don't think it was.
I will, the only thing that made me...
I know the writers told him to do that, but still.
Yeah. The only thing that I did get from the commentary was hearing, I think it was Dave that said, you know, when you face death, that you know you're going to die. What matters is how you face it. And that he chose to face it head on, you know, and so I could respect that a little bit more. It was like, I'm going to die. I know I'm going to die, but I'm not afraid. You know? So
that's true.
Yeah. So it helped me accept his Hollywood screaming and charging, knowing he's, you know, a little bit better hearing that from them. So I don't know if how anybody else felt. The dynamic duo, Rod says, y'all ladies rock. Thank you, Rod.
Thanks.
Yeah. Fifthson says, so you guys know they cut out the scene of Tyrion and Sansa killing whites in the crypts. Really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I could tell. Because when he went out to charge at him, they went to John, and I was like, "What happened?" You know?
Yeah, I was excited to see that she was going to actually fight.
That really weird.
Rod says, "Love to see all the scenes that got cut. Probably an hour plus ended up on the cutting room floor." I haven't seen those yet, though. They haven't dropped those yet, have they, Rod? Because I know they will eventually. But I figured it'd be after the series. But let me know if they've already dropped them, and I need to be looking for them, because maybe that's in the you know, maybe it's in the extra videos that they play.
So Richard says Jamie makes it. That's your prediction, huh?
That he's gonna make it to the end. You mean like he's gonna survive to the end? Is that that's what you think?
Yeah, that would really shock us all, wouldn't it? So that would be kind of smart of them to do that.
Yeah, they are definitely trying to shock us. They said in the commentary also that they didn't want John to kill the Night King because they thought that would be the obvious thing. And the way they worded it, they said something like, not for this one.
Okay.
So he
also liked the death scene. He liked it.
He liked it. Okay. Well,
I mean, I just thought it was kind of a weird conversation that they were having with their eyes. And I don't know, to me, Theon nodded to the Night King. Like, he nodded, like, okay, come get him. Or it was a weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading the body language wrong or something. Or he's nodding, going, I'm going to come get you. I don't know. I thought it was all a little strange to me.
I like that he was brave. He was brave.
I love that he was brave.
Yes. He was brave.
Someone said it in our last stream that we had, that he died as Theon, not Reek. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty good. That's spot on.
Fifthson says she was supposed to be the strength of her people. Are we talking who? Sansa? Yeah. That's good for her, though, that she was like, before she was like, I don't know what to. I loved it when Arya said, stick them with the pointy end. I don't know how to use this thing.
Didn't John or somebody tell her that?
Yes. Yes, John told her that in the very beginning when he gave her needle. Yeah, she actually, what it was is he goes, do you know how to use it? And she goes, stick them with the pointy end.
Yeah.
And her dad asked her, when Ned asked her, do you know how to use this thing? She says, stick him with the pointy end. It was like a thing, right? It was like a little thing, right?
I like that.
Yeah. We haven't seen them yet. I heard the original cut of episode 3 was 5 hours. Wow. That's going to be exciting to see them when they do drop it. So,
or disappointing if I love them.
I know, right? Well, at least it'll be like extra footage we're going to get after the show. That's going to be like, help us get through the next long night till the prequel comes, right? We haven't seen them yet. Okay, that said that one already. Fifthsome says, yeah, obvious because the story has been setting it up for 7 seasons. I'm not sure what you mean. Did you get what he meant?
Maybe Jamie.
Oh, because John didn't kill. Maybe it was because John didn't.
Death or Jamie. Those are the other conversations we talked about.
Yeah, guys, please hit that like button for us. If you are watching this, even if you're not in the chat, I mean, if you guys can just hit that thumbs up button, it really does help. It really does help grow the channel. So if you can do that, we very much appreciate it. Fifthsome, let us know if we didn't get what you meant. Let us know if we didn't get what you went, so we can correct that. John versus Night King. Yeah, that's what I thought he might meant. Is that they had been setting it up all this time, and then John didn't do it. What the heck?
Didn't do anything.
Yeah, what did he do really? Well, he fought Viserion.
He helped burn them.
Yeah, well, and he fought with Viserion. He like ripped his jaw off. You know. I liked that part though. I liked the two dragons, Dance of Dragon fight that they were doing.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I did like that. Wonder if anybody else liked that and thought it was cool. So Ed, we haven't talked about Ed and we haven't talked about Jorah. Those were the other deaths that we had.
Yeah, I think everyone had the role, and I think Ed's purpose was to save Sam. Be there for Sam. That was Sam's,
I've always believed that Sam would be the writer of the book at the end, right?
Yes.
And so it was Ed's purpose to...
Ed was protecting Sam because he knew Sam couldn't fight well, and he was with him the whole way, just like Jamie was with Brienne and Brienne with Jamie. Everyone had their... as you said, backup person.
Their person.
Back-to-back
Everybody kind of had their person, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that would be, it was really smart of them putting certain characters freezing up the way they did, like Sam, because he's overwhelmed. He's never really fought any has he fought big battles like that before? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think that big. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it kind of made sense, and then Hound freezing up as he does, So yeah, I think it was. There's these bits and pieces that I'm liking.
Right. I think there were some pieces some areas that were fabulous. Yeah. KT loved all the dragon stuff, and Fifthsome says House Mormont is now extinct. I was thinking about that just like a day or two ago. Was like, wow, who's running that house? I mean, I'm sure Mormont. Are there still Mormonts, or is it another name's going to take over that house, or are we going to hear about that in next episode? Are they even going to address it? Who knows, right?
Right. Yeah.
Good question. Good point. KT says, except for landing Drogon on the battlefield. Yeah, and so when Rhaegal fell with Jon, we never saw him again after that. Like Drogon came over and he was like comforting Dany through her loss of Jorah. Which I thought was very moving, by the way. I loved that.
Same thing for Ghost.
Where did Ghost?
I really looked for him, guys. I was trying to see if that was wrong, that he snuck in somehow, but
nope.
I never saw it.
I didn't either. I never saw him again after he charged with the Dothraki. Never saw Rhaegal again after he crashed with Jon. It's like, I guess they ran out of budget money for that battle, and it was a big battle. So,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's a big battle. It costs a lot of money. So I get it, I guess. And there was so much going on. I guess they thought, who's going to really pay attention? But except us, of course, right?
Yeah, Ed being the unsung hero. Yeah, that's what I agree. He saved Sam.
He was, Fifthsome. He was.
And that they gave each these staff really good. Did really good. They really paid homage to them really well. Yeah.
Probably. So Rod says maybe the Mormonts, there'll be a lesser branch of a Mormont, like a distant relative. There could still be another Mormont, right? It could still be. There could be. So Folksome says all he ever did was keep his oath, protect the realm of men from the magical ice demons. I think maybe he's talking about Ed, because we were talking about Ed there for a minute.
He did. I mean, Ed did his job.
Yeah, he did. Good for Ed. I kind of knew Ed was going to go because he was a really easy, dispensable character. And I think I knew Theon was going to. I mean, come on, Theon was protecting Bran from the Night King. Come on, he was going to go. He was going to die. There was no way he was going to survive.
Tormund was Lyanna's daddy, right? Yes.
Daddy, right?
We talked about that before.
Tormund was Lyanna's daddy.
Mm-hmm. You and I talked about that before.
We did?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember that.
I think when we were drinking our Hempstead-Light at your house.
Oh.
So it might not be ever remember.
I don't remember that part.
I remember us having some talks about that before. But we've talked Game of Thrones, for a long time, for years.
Yes, we have been. Lots of conversations.
What are we gonna do, guys? Okay, I can't get sad. I just gotta get my head ready for the next.
For the next one, yeah, we'll get ready for the prequel. We'll get ready for the prequel. Yeah. That's what we'll do for sure. So, so we talked a lot about Sam and his purpose. I mean, I've talked a lot about Sam and his purpose. I know, and I think he's going to be the one that writes the book of Ice and Fire. That writes the Song of Ice and Fire and makes that the book in the end. And I think that's his purpose. I don't know if anybody else thinks that there's another purpose for Sam, but I think the other two characters that were really big, have big purposes, of course, are Davos and Jaime, right?
Yeah.
You want to touch on that? Oh, you're probably reading the chat, right?
I'm sorry, Kate.
Parties without us.
We did have a little swine.
I just learned to live stream like weeks before, just a couple of weeks before the series started. I had to do a lot of upgrading with my computer and my internet and things like that. And so I'm sorry, guys, but we won't leave you out next time, okay? I promise. I promise. But Quaithe, do you want to talk about Davos and Jaime and their purposes? I know you have some real thoughts on those.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Davos is we have to go back really and look really dark and deep why these characters there, what they did, and what their purpose is. As y'all saw, Davos mostly was there dictating. I mean, I think I did see a sword in his hand. I don't know if he actually fought. Arya was there protecting him for a while. But he's got some reason why he's there. What if anybody can share some light about why? Let me know. Because I just can't believe he did not get injured or almost killed or killed.
Yeah, I
don't understand him. I mean, I don't even know why he was out, not in the crypts with Sansa. It makes more sense to me. I know Tyrion is small, but he's got more brains to dictate than he does, I think.
Yeah. Well, Davos has to have some kind of purpose, right? At this point, everybody has to have a purpose.
Yeah, he has to have a purpose. And I have to go back and, I don't know, do some research on him.
Davos saw Arya wreck some whites. Yeah, I noticed that. He was like watching Arya like, look at her.
Yeah, like, what the heck? Yes.
Like, this little girl is like definitely Jon's sister, right?
I love that scene they did with her new stick that she had.
Yeah, I was pulling them apart and like doing and then tumbled over the whites, because you could.
Yeah, she was very acrobatical. Maybe that was setting us up for her Flash Ninja move she did.
Right? Her Flash Ninja move. Everybody was saying that too, calling her the Flash, right? I heard that.
Yeah. Hilarious.
She sure did. But Davos was observant, man. And he sure was ready to kill Melisandre there at the end.
He watched the Red Woman coming in. He was just like up there watching everything. So he was taking a lot in. So there's something to that. It's flea bottom. Believing what people are saying about him. Yeah. So There's more to him. There's got to be something to him.
Has on his advisors list, I think. Yeah, he's the oldest Westerosi. Yes, he is. And Davos is from Flea Bottom. I do remember that. And a pirate, so he should definitely know how to fight. He does know how to fight. He's just always said that he's not a great fighter, but he definitely can.
He doesn't have a full set of fingers. He's got around his neck.
Like, right? These 4 or something is cut off, right? But he can still hold a sword. Well, I don't know. Can you hold a sword?
Stannis cut them at the knuckles, I believe.
I think wasn't he doing the bow and arrow kind of thing? Was he? I know he's up on the battlements, so he wasn't down in the bottom fighting, because I don't know how he can hold a sword, or if he even can. So
yeah,
but
so yeah, I mean, and Jamie, we talked about Jamie. He's got something to do or a purpose to serve. I don't know, but yeah.
Who thinks they're going to give us a Valonqar theory? You think they're going to give us that, or do you think that they're going to think that's too obvious? I'm really sad not to get it in some form.
I don't know. They've been simplifying this. I really think they went really simple with this episode.
Well, and I just keep hearing in my head over and over them saying, well, it would have been too obvious if Jon killed the Night King. So I'm like, well, now are they going to do everything that's like not obvious to us? So does that mean Jaime's not going to kill Cersei and the Hound is not going to kill the Mountain? I mean, I want to see those things. I know they're a little obvious because of those of us who know, but there's a lot of people who don't know. And
I don't see how the Hound can kill the Mountain. His brother's huge.
I still think he's going to be fire.
Really going to have some, I don't know, some kind of adrenaline or freaking. Bear should have gave him some kind of power.
Right. I do think though that they showed his whole fear of fire thing again, and I think that they're gonna. He hasn't finished that arc, so
he hasn't. No,
right.
I know. That's what I was saying. The typical ones that should have gotten frozen up did, and they're showing their weakness for a reason. I don't know if he is going to make it past the next battle if he does face his brother.
I'm hoping that he has to use fire to defeat his brother. That's
True.
what I'm hoping. True. They're going to use that for that reason. I'm gonna put my glasses on, guys, because I can't see very good. Fifthsome says Davos is from. Okay, we did that one. Fifthsome also says his role now is to tell hard truths to Jon, just like he did for Stannis. I agree with that.
True.
It's a good one. I agree with that. I like that.
Like, dude, you can't. I know you say you're not going to want to be the king, or you want that part of the throne, but hey, your dad sacrificed so much for you. Man up.
You've been saying that, Quaithe, that is Jon going to change? This is a good question for you guys. What do you think? Do you think, they didn't discuss at all anything about Jon being the real king? I really still think Jon's going to be like, look, Dany, I'm not trying to take your throne, dude. I never have wanted it. But I think if Dany takes some wrong steps, do you think he's going to rebel? Do you think he's going to be like, look, lady, I didn't give up the throne to you for you to, act this way. Now I know I'm the real king and I actually have more rights than you do. That's how the whole thing Sam said to him. She going to do it for you?
He's so family oriented. He's so family. I mean, look at the way, I like the way they put both of their characters the same. He really learned from Ned, his uncle. Now we know it's his uncle. I really like that he has that same frame of mind. Family, family, family.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he knows what he knows, what his dad did for him, his stepdad did for him. I mean, I don't think this is something he can deny. I don't think he would be like, you know what, he did so much, I'm just going to give it up. He loved him so much. I think this is something he's going to finally grow some balls. I think so. Sorry, guys. I know I'm being ugly, but Jon just has always been that to me, just so weak. He needs to man up, and I think he really does need to do the dragon dance with Dany.
KT had a really good comment going back to the Valonqar theory. I know you guys are a few minutes behind us, so excuse us if we don't see your message until we've moved forward back. But we'll go back and come back forward again, okay? So don't worry. KT says, I think if the Valonqar, if they Valonqar it, it'll be Tyrion. I don't know, because she always thought it would be Tyrion. I guess it would be poetic if it was. I don't see Jaime killing Cersei or maybe I just don't want him to have to make that choice. I really like Book Maniac's theory that, you know, Dave. Yeah, I really like.
Do you think they're going to give Arya all the glory?
I don't think so, though. How are they going to give Arya all the glory? Seriously? Like, she's now going to take Dany's space?
Be the one that takes over. Maybe Dany and Jon will die, and Sansa's not going to want it. Maybe Arya would take over. I don't know. Maybe she's going to be the main one. Maybe she's going to be the next to, you know, carry
the torch.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Arya was supposed to be George R. R. Martin's like favorite female character, and she was supposed to end up in the storyline falling in love with Jon. That was supposed to be, that was supposed to be the original outline. So I'm not surprised if Arya plays a really big role at the end because of that, you know, because they're supposed to be coming to the same kind of ending. Even though the show has gone in a different direction, they're still supposed to come back around to the same type of ending that George R. R. Martin shared that with them. So we'll see about that. We've got some stuff going on in this chat. Let me see what it says. Fifth Son says, everybody's sleeping on Qyburn. Meanwhile, he's in the black cells creating more undead soldiers. That's what you said, Quaithe, right?
Yeah, I did say that.
Yeah. Yeah, she said that. She's like, he's over there cooking up some more, you know, mountains over there, right?
Uh-huh.
He was looking at that hand like, what can I can do something with this, you know? Yeah. Bissell said his wives. I love it. KT says, I don't think Jon wants to be a king, but I think honor and duty mean a lot to him, which makes his true parentage a big conflict for him as well. Everyone else, yes, I think that's what we were pretty much saying. So she's agreeing with us, right? That his yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, now that he knows what he knows, I mean, he was taken a little bit in when he was at the crypts looking at Lyanna before Dany walked in. He was really digging deep and making a decision to tell her, you know. And I really think that, I mean, come on. He let his dad let Catherine believe that he had an affair. That's how much he kept his secret. I mean, for his dad to do that, or for, I should say, his uncle to do that,
mm-hmm.
I mean, Jon cannot let that go. He can't let him die in vain like that. Mm-hmm. That was a huge secret he kept. He really did. He really protected him because you know, Sam was right. Robert would kill him.
Yeah, Robert would have killed him.
Just like he was out to kill Dany.
Oh yeah, he would have. So Fifth Son also says she was supposed to that Arya was supposed to marry Tyrion, and that he's lonely down there. And did anybody see a little spark between Tyrion and Sansa?
Yeah, there was something there. There really was, and she made a comment. She made a remark.
Like it would never work out.
There's something in our way. Speaking
of, Quaithe, you and I had a conversation a couple nights ago about Tyrion. Do you remember last episode? Not episode 3, episode 2. They were all sitting around the fireplace, and he goes, "I think we might survive. I think we all might survive." Right?
Yeah, he said something to that effect.
Do you realize everybody in that circle survived?
Yes, and right before that conversation, guys, he had talked to Bran.
He had just talked to Bran.
He had just talked to Bran, and then after that, he wanted to get drunk.
And he said something in the crypts this episode that made me think, are you telling us something? He said, what did he say? He said, Quaithe, help me out here. Do you remember what he said?
When he was talking to Sansa, he wanted to go up and use his brains for something. Like, let's go use our brains. It's what our talent is. And Sansa's like, no, you know, let's just face the truth.
Right. She said, he said something like, there might be something
we could do
that they don't see. There might be something that they don't see that they wouldn't think of. That just seemed so like, I don't know. It was just a foreshadow to me. Just like him making his little joke around the fire. Like, okay, is everything Tyrion say going to happen now? Like, watch out. You know what I mean? So something's up there. Rod says, yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Qyburn starting a Negro army. And I can't see that. Sorry, I can't see it. A Cersei hesitating to add to it. 1,000,000 people in King's Landing, as Tyrion told Jon last season. That'd be it would be a crazy army, right? That would be crazy. Yes. I mean, it could happen, right? It could happen. Cersei not hesitating to build a zombie army. I could see it.
We talked about that the other night. What is her man doing down there? Yeah, I know, because he was upset with when they brought that zombie in. He was looking at that hand. Like he was really. I think he's got something cooked up down there.
He could be definitely cooking something up. He certainly could.
Yeah,
Quaithe said.
We talked about it. What happened? What did they do with what was her name? The nun.
Oh, the nun that
forget her name, guys.
That she said that Septonella was it? Was that her name?
Septonella. Yeah.
Yes, I think that was her name. Quaithe says they were that he was the best of them. Yeah, that was that little connection I saw. And then he had her hand when they were behind the tomb, and he kissed her hand. Let's talk about the crypts a little bit. Let's get into that. I'm excited to talk about the crypts.
Please, Stokeworth. What are you saying?
Stokeworth. Felice Stokeworth? I don't know who that is.
Maybe it's the name of the person.
Excuse my ignorance, guys. Maybe it's who? What'd you say, Quaithe?
Maybe it's the nun lady I was talking about. I can't think of what they called her.
Oh, maybe that was her name. I forget. I forget what her name was. What her name was. Maybe that was her name though.
Yeah, Kyber. I think he is making an army down there. There's something. That man's way wicked. Yeah, him and Cersei teamed up. Oh, I can't wait to see what they got. I'm sorry. I do like Cersei, guys. I am Team Cersei.
You know, when I did my video on her, I used to love to hate her. And I think after I made that video, I started to hate to love her.
Yeah.
Right? Because you really look at what she's gone through, the abuse she went through, the neglect she went through. She tried everything to make him love her, the king love her. And, you know, in the end, she was like, forget you then. I'm just going to take over. And I hate to say it, but I can tend to be like that myself. So, right? I can tend to be like that. So,
yeah, KT's got it. There it is. I always forget what they call her.
Septonella. Yeah. So I think I was right. It was Septonella.
Yeah.
It's from Feast.
She was a big woman, boy. I tell you. Maybe that's who Brienne's going to be battling.
That would be cool, right? Big woman. She wanted Rhaegar. Good question, Fifth. They said that Rhaegar's actor was filming. What do you think we're going to get about Rhaegar? What do we even need? I mean, what would we need now about Rhaegar that would be helpful to the show? Why would we need a flashback of that? I mean, I want it, of course, but what do you guys think we're going to get? Quaithe, you have any thoughts on that?
I don't know. I've been trying to think about that too. I'm like, God.
Yeah. Something. What are we going to get from that? What are we going to get from that? I think the hand kiss was just before they went to fight the Whites, but that's all. That all got cut.
Honorable, like they really thought they were going to die.
Yes.
I mean, I think that was like a kiss of respect. You know, like
Rhaegar's heart.
Because you could see them in the crypts just standing there in shock. However, they were standing between two statues in a corner. I like to talk about that if anybody saw that part.
Yes. Fifth, before we move from Rhaegar, Fifth Son said something about Rhaegar's heart. I would like to see something of Rhaegar's, that Jon ends up with something of Rhaegar's, whether it be his armor, his harp, his sword, something, right? That would be nice.
It's in the crypts.
Maybe it's in the crypts. Maybe in the crypts. That would be great. I would love that. You know what I noticed? When Sansa and Tyrion were first hiding behind that tomb together where he gave her the kiss on the hand and all that.
Yeah.
And she pulled out the dress. They were, if you look closely, because I slow it down, right? You can see they are standing behind Ned's tomb. They're behind Ned's tomb. And Ned didn't come out of his tomb. So is it because the tomb is newer and so his body couldn't come out of it?
Or maybe it has to do with the magic of the sword theory. I don't know, but I noticed that Varys and all of them were in that corner.
Why was that corner safe?
They were safe in that corner.
What's up with that, guys? What do you guys think? You think there was some kind of...
When the cameras pulled back, you could see that there was two statues facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
One had a sword in his hand, and I don't know what the other one was supposed to have, a sword or no sword, but I mean, it showed like a pretty visible line where they did not get.
They didn't pass. Really, it's like they didn't pass into that part of the crypts where they were hiding in that back area. And what was keeping?
I could be reaching, but you know.
I noticed that I think that the one on looking at the screen on the right side had a sword, and the one on the other side did not have a sword. But he had his hand there, like someone took the sword out to fight with it or something.
Yeah. I think that goes back to the cutting out the scenes, like you were talking about.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see something with that when we see the cut scenes, the cut scene that came from there. I'd like to see it.
Tyrion had one. Yeah, a sword.
Oh, it says, Fifth Son said, I do remember that Osha and Hodor took swords from the crypts when they fled Winterfell. That's right. Remember that? I remember that now.
Yes.
I wonder if that had anything to do with the ones that came out of their tombs. You think? Maybe that's what Fifth Son's saying. Is that maybe that's why some of them came out of their tombs and some of them didn't, because those swords are supposed to be, from what I understand, the swords are supposed to be magical, and they're supposed to keep
their souls, keep their bodies down.
Keep them down. Yes, they're supposed to keep them down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I gotta give me 1 second. You can go ahead and talk, Quaithe.
Okay, so we were talking about the crypts. Anybody have anything to add about the crypts? We do have a little bit of an outline here. Let's see here. I do think that something is going to, I hope something comes out from the crypts. I hope there is something to do with that. I hope that does go forward.
Sorry.
That's okay. What was also on our list besides the crypts, guys? Oh, Roger, I'm going to have something to say. Literally nothing from the books will come up in the show, not the crypts or the harp or Rhaegar. If the dead rises in the books, they will not be easily out down. Yeah, that's true. You know, guys, we are really thinking about this a lot. Do they have time for all this stuff? I mean, these are really good things, and how are they going to have time to put all that in?
Right. I agree with that. Like, are they going to really have time to... I mean, they're showing us right now that they're not even taking any time to kill the Night King at this point.
Yeah. They're iron swords, more importantly, why iron swords? That's true. Why is the crown on the kings of winter iron? Why? I know. But do they have time to explain all this stuff? Is it going to be... Are we going to need it?
Right.
Is there going to be more whites coming? Is there going to be more undead coming? I mean, really, maybe there is.
We're definitely not getting any more Nymeria, because I was hoping that her and her pack would join this fight. And since this fight's over now, I don't see that happening. So, I don't see them explaining the whole Iron Sword thing. I have learned that, and I know I haven't read the books, but I know a lot about them. And so I have heard that it's supposed to keep spirits, vengeful spirits, rested and keep them from, rising. I'm sure, because it's probably not the first time this crap has happened, right?
And I honestly don't think it would be the last. I mean, come on now.
But why iron?
I don't think dead can be defeated. Death is death.
Iron. If you watch a lot of those, shows about ghosts, and it's supposed to be that iron, keeps them away for some reason, or something about iron specifically that has to do with that. And you see it in all the. But Quaithe, you know a little bit more about religious things. Do you think it's something religious, the whole iron thing?
Oh, everything in the show is religious and political. Everything. I mean, it goes. They're depicting the Bible to Lord of the Rings, everything, all the politics of what's going on in this world as we see it, as we know it.
Right.
You can put everything connected. Absolutely. On my way to work, I listen to sports radio. I like to listen to about what's going on with our sports, and these guys, they talk about Game of Thrones. They have a whole chat about Game of Thrones, and they pretty much said the same thing. Where are they going to go with this? How can they go? I think that this is the end game for this. We have to just move on.
Is there anything in the Bible about iron?
There's all kinds of stuff. It just depends on which Bible, where you want to go, and where you want to look.
Where you're looking, right?
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense.
There's all kinds of things.
That's probably where it comes from, though, Phipsum.
But these writers, I think they're not as much as George R. R. Martin was. He was really more. These writers are just trying to get through to this.
Oh, Phipsum.
I see the similarities of Lord of the Rings.
They're commenting on that too. I see. I'm not sure what Rod means. He says, on their knees is the token of unwelcoming. Others are not welcome. Maybe he's talking about the positions they're in. Phipsum's saying, because iron gets stronger, the colder it gets. Interesting. And Rod says, iron is the metal of the winter, like Rob's crown. And Rod says, very stark, the most ancient in terms of strength, very much tied into the kings of winter. Yes, I know there's a lot of history there with that, right? A lot of history there. So that's interesting, though. I totally forgot about them taking some of the swords. And I didn't really notice how many of the dead rose from the crypts, but that could very well be that anyone who didn't have a sword or anyone who the sword was missing, maybe those were the ones that rose and the other ones didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. To bear naked still means hostility.
Cool. They did tie the story in more to the crypts. And
I'm glad that they did something in the crypts. I was glad that they actually did something in the crypts. I think they knew that we wanted to see that. We wanted to see something happen in the crypts. They probably didn't have the budget to raise the kings up and have them fight with the living and all that because they just didn't have the budget. I mean, come on, guys. They had a huge budget to begin with, but dragons, So the sword across the knees of the stone kings of winter in the crypts across the knees is a hostile action towards.
Oh, that makes sense.
Not surely. Phipsum says, not surely. I'm sorry, guys. I can't read, right? I can't see. Lork umber only meant to cut my meat.
The intruders unwanted, unwelcome.
The intruders, unwanted, unwelcome. Yeah, that's what they say, right? You're not supposed to be down here, kind of thing. That's always a big thing about the Starks. I know I'm not supposed to be down here. I know you're not supposed to be down. You don't belong down here, right? I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So, I was a little disappointed in the whole scene with Jon and the dragon, the Viserion.
Great Jon's hand. I don't remember.
Remember what? If some says,
refresh my memory.
Remember when Grey Wind bites of a great Jon's hand? I'm not sure what he means.
Hand off.
Bites off Great Jon's hand. Bared. Oh, so he's correcting his. There's some of they probably had corrections. Bared off Great Jon's hand. I don't know why I'm not getting it. Try again, Phipsum. Oh, I think is Rod correcting it? Let's give him a minute because it takes them a minute to respond. They can't see that we're asking it. Yeah, but Jon and I don't know. I thought when Viserion was when Jon stood up and he was like, ah! I thought that the Viserion was gonna put the blue fire on him and he was gonna be resistant to it because it was like a different kind of fire. Like, man, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
I wanted some magic, man.
Yeah.
I wanted some more magic.
I think that would have been really cool. A lot of people have been saying that. People I've been having conversations with. That I think he was really. They might have were really getting to that point. But they kind of changed their mind for some reason. Maybe they're going to put that in the scene later.
Mm-hmm.
That Jon is Targaryen and resistant to fire.
Mm-hmm.
Which gives him a big benefit of him helping out with the next war. So I don't know. We'll see. That was a little thing because he was standing there. He was ready to get burned. He was ready to do it.
He was.
Yeah.
He was ready. He was like, "This is it. I've had it. I got to do something." And I just thought something magical was going to happen there. Call up. This one says you want magic. Call up Marwyn on the glass candle. I know, right? Where's the glass candle? I don't know if you know about that, Quaithe.
I do.
Do you know about the glass?
Yeah, you tell me about it.
Yeah, about that. Yes, about the glass candle. I want some more magic, man. I want some more magic. Katie says, I remember way back when Robb was still alive and one of the Northern Lords, Grecian Umber, pulled a sword on Robb, and Robb's wolf Greywind bit his hand off. Oh yeah! Yeah, okay, I'm with you now. Okay, that's what they're talking about.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you. Greywind bit off the guy's hand. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I wanted to see something happen there. I just thought that whole part with Jon was a little bit, I don't know, like an afterthought. Like, well, how are we going to keep Jon from being the hero? Kind of thing. And it just didn't seem, I don't know, I just was a little disappointed with that part. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. I just kind of was. And when Robb told, KT says, and when Robb told him it was a great offense to bear still on your king, he joked about how he only meant to cut his hand. He only meant to cut his meat. He only meant to cut his meat.
He is the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, Jon's the Song of Ice and Fire. What's up with that, dude? Like, how can he not be? I don't get it.
Was that a separate book?
Well, the Song of Ice and Fire, he is the actual, his parents. His mom, Lyanna, is ice, and his dad, Rhaegar, is fire. So he is the Song of Ice and Fire. It's one of the meanings, is Jon himself. And so just for him to not have played a bigger role, I think we said that earlier. It's like, what's up with that?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. What's up with that? How did Jon not play a bigger role here? How did he get left out of that? I think
this is more about the Night King, and we've been saying it all along that the Night King didn't want Jon. If he wanted Jon, he would have got him all. He would have got him a long time ago.
Yeah.
He always was looking at Jon like, you're just an obstacle in my way, dude.
Yeah,
he did the same thing in the show, turning his head sideways.
Yeah.
Like you're just an ant. Get off me. We get my. It wasn't about Jon's war. This was Bran and the Red Women's and the Lord of Light. This was all their stuff.
Yeah.
Heaven and hell. This was that war. Now we're getting back to the Game of Thrones war, which is what Jon is going to be more involved because, he's the king. So I think there's going to be a reason why they're doing what they're doing, and we're going to see Jon, like I said, grow some balls and, fight for his rights on the thrones.
I hope so. I feel like I need something now more from Jon. I feel like it's like, okay, what's his real?
Being a boy and become a man. And Dany, she's needs to stop whining like she's been through the whole series and, grow up. She needs the right advisors with her to do that, stuff around. Tyrion is really good with that.
Mm-hmm.
And Sansa's a new one that's going to come in and do the same thing. We need to stop crying. I'm glad Sansa got to see that. She needed to see that to wake her up as well.
I don't know. In the preview, I know we usually kind of wait to talk about the preview until the hour before the week. Guys, if you don't know, we do a live stream on Sunday. We do 1 hour before the episode. We do it for about 40 minutes. We kind of do it quickly. We kind of do like a little quick predictions of what we think is coming. And then about 30 minutes after the episode, we give everybody a chance to go to the potty and, do a little quick break and stuff. Maybe catch some of your other favorite live streamers. And then we come on about 30 minutes after, and then we start talking about the episode, and we kind of do a rewatch. Like we rewatch the episode. We hope you watch it with us.
Just our reaction.
For reactions, right? And so we usually wait for that, but I'm going to say it now. I saw in the preview, because I just posted it. If you haven't seen it in slow motion, I just posted it in the middle of the night last night. So you can go on my channel. You can check out the preview in slow motion, so you can see all the different scenes. But there is one where Sansa's got that look on her face where it's like, I'm not following this dragon lady. You know, it's like she's still rebelling, even though come on, don't you know you all would have died without her? I mean, come on. I know Dany can be a little bit, but she's still my favorite character. And I still started watching the show because of Dany, and I still love her, and I know she's got it. Come on, she's in her 20s. We were all like that in our 20s. Okay. We were all a little bit, needed to grow up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I felt like, come on, Sansa, get on board with this stuff,
It still says Dany needs to remember dragons don't plant trees, and Dany needs to remember fire and blood.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fire and blood, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll hopefully, I don't know, there's going to be a lot of cat fights coming up, Cersei, Dany, Sansa.
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Put Arya in there because she don't fight like a cat. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be interesting. I like to make a prediction. I really think that Cersei's, no one's going to kill her. I have a feeling she's going to have too much pride for that, and she's going to take her own life if she doesn't die from childbirth.
I like that one. How about
Cersei?
Right? How about nobody kills Cersei? She kills herself. I like that, Quaithe.
Yeah, because she's tried it. She was going to do it before.
Right? We did see her
character.
It would be
way too much pride for that.
I can see it.
She's really pregnant and she's going to die from that. Or B, she is going to take her own life. And she's not going to give anybody the chance to kill her.
I could see that. I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah, I really see that. That she's got that character like that.
No Valonqar theory at all.
She can't fight if she's pregnant. So she's going to have to be like Sansa in the crypt. She's going to have to be, down there with the mountain protecting her. So, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. We'll see where that's going to go. That's just a little prediction I have. Well, let's get back to what we just saw. What did we were talking about? The crypts and what else? That was in it. That was interesting.
Well, we were talking about the Night King, the blue dragon, right? And how Jon, I was hoping he'd be resistance. The White Walkers were really cool, right?
Oh, I love the White Walkers. Man, I wish they would have done something with those.
Right. Wanted
they
more of that.
They like gangster, man. I loved it. They were dressed, all to the T with their long hair, their badass ice swords.
I loved the Night King's sword. Did anybody take a good look at that?
Man, that was a badass sword too.
It was the first time we've ever seen that thing like up close. Like, yeah, I want one. I bet you they're gonna have those things selling them now. Watch.
Oh yeah, that was nice and very aggressive. Really cool.
That was really cool because I think
I like to see them walking up all, and then they didn't do nothing with them.
I know. They just were there, and then they just all exploded. I mean, it was a little bit like I wanted more.
Yeah, I mean, I could really see, hear some like Tupac music when they were walking up, or something. I mean, it was just awesome. It's a little disappointing. Let's see here.
Tywin to Cersei. Tywin, that's right. Tywin said that to Cersei, Fifthsome. I don't mistrust you because you're a woman. It's because you're not as smart as you think you are. I remember him saying that to her.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yes, he did say that to her.
To Cersei?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. She's been pretty smart, though. I'll tell you what, she's been outwitting everybody. So I'm curious to see what she's going to do. I think that we're going to get a lot of drama next episode. It's going to be a more drama next episode, and about what their battle plans are going to be, what they're going to do. I think that episode 5 will be the actual battle, right? Because it's supposed to be the battle, and then episode 6 will just be a wrap up. So, I think that's what we have. I think they're just really going to just move forward, and they're not going to go back. Such a badass sword. Too bad we didn't get a fight scene, right? He's talking about the Night King sword.
With the
it was cool.
The Night King with all his badass men, he's got his boys. I mean, it would have just been freaking awesome.
I was really hoping to see Jon and him like go at it with the sword, and I kind of wanted that,
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I thought it would have been more poetic if Bran and Arya used a little bit of whatever magic they could use, and she did like the facing and was actual Bran in the chair, and Bran was the one behind him and stabbed him and killed him. I don't know, just kind of something through us far instead of her being a ninja.
Yeah.
The Flash ninja person.
The Flash ninja.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know, the soldiers, battling it out in the background with the Theon and them. Now that would have been a badass death for Theon instead of the roaring run,
Yeah, I would have liked to see him do a little bit of sword play with the Night King.
Theon kill one of them and then, keep going.
I mean, look at all the people.
Over and done with. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but look at all the whites that he killed, right? It showed them all on the ground around him.
Oh, yeah.
And then...
He did good. I did. I know.
He did. He did so good, and that's what I understand why...
In my head, I need to write a comic book.
Well, I kind of agree with you, though, Quaithe. I think they could have been a little bit more combating with the Night King, with Theon. I think he was capable of having a little bit of a sword fight with him. At least a few swings, So, again, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry if I'm being a downer, too. I guess I just wanted a little bit more. So, I got to go. See you next time. Thank you, for coming and joining us, okay? Thanks so much. We really appreciate you being here. Don't forget to push that thumbs up button, and come back and see us on Sunday if you can. Okay, we'd love to. We'd love to have you.
I want to hear your predictions. What you think is going to happen?
We do. We're definitely going to do predictions right before the episode, guys. 1 hour before the episode, we're going to come back here and we're going to talk about predictions and what we think we're gonna see in the next 2 episodes. And we were going to do like a Tyrion's Delight trivia kind of thing tonight, which we can still do if you guys want to do that. If any of you prepared for it and you want to try to stump us, I can go down and get me a glass of wine. I get me some Imps Delight. If anybody wants to do that, you can voice and let us know, and we'll be happy to do that. Or we can do it next week if you prefer. If you're nice, or if you're not prepared and you want to be prepared and you want to get some questions together. I have some questions that I always have laying around that I can pull out if you guys say that you want to do that. Y'all, I gotta go. Oh, that was just some. Okay, so there was one other thing that we haven't really talked about, other than in our list here, which was Bran warging, and he was warging like the whole time.
The whole time. Did y'all see that? Until when they approached him at the end, he came back. Where did he go?
Right after they showed him go off with the birds, and he was seeing the Night King up on Viserion, and Viserion, the Night King went like this, right? And he did
that I see you thing, but I don't think it was more like I see you.
No.
I think it was more like
he was
talking to his dad to
yes.
go ahead and jump, do your sacrifice.
He gave them the command to go forward to fall over the to create a bridge so they could pass, right? So it really wasn't even related to Bran. And then after that, we didn't see what was he doing? Was he just watching the battle? Maybe he was just watching the battle to see how much longer he had till the Night King came for him.
Maybe so. Yeah, because he warged all up until they got him, and then all of a sudden you see his eyes come back.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, he's still warrior. But they didn't show the Ravens. They didn't show where he was.
Did he go work into Rhaegar and he took off with him somewhere? Did he work into Ghost and took off somewhere? Because we didn't see those two
Yeah.
for a while.
That's possible, right? I really wanted to see Bran war a dragon or have some kind of other magical power because, I know that he was ready. Obviously, he knew what was coming. He was prepared, and he was, I guess, ready for all of this. But Benjen told him, "You must learn to control it. You'll be ready." I was expecting some kind. Again, I'm sorry. I was expecting some kind of magical thing to happen. Am I crazy here?
No, they set it all up for that. But they're at their end game themselves. Little plug into Avengers there, but yeah, the writers they're moving on. They made it simple. They don't have time for everything. In fact, yeah, I'm getting my M's delight right now, guys, because y'all got me thinking about it.
Yeah, Quaithe said she just finished hers. Cheers! I've got my cup. Cheers! You can cheers with anything, guys. Okay, your Insta Light can be anything.
Yeah.
Because my Insta Light tonight is soda. So
ding, ding.
We'll definitely have our Insta Light on Sunday too. So we can definitely play some of that too. We like to do that.
I'm gonna have to have that to get ready. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to see who thinks Dany's gonna be pregnant.
No, not me.
You don't think so?
I think what's her name who just discovered sex is gonna get pregnant.
Yeah, like the whole time I've always thought that
she's like, I've been missing this all along. I want some more of it.
Saw that little kiss in the preview.
You see that little kiss in the preview?
I sure did. I sure did. Her and Gendry are getting real close. And getting some love. I saw Euron bend the knee to Cersei. Who thinks we're gonna get a wedding?
She's so using him. Oh my gosh.
I think we're gonna get a wedding. At some point, we gotta get a wedding.
How? Whose?
Well, either Cersei's gonna marry Euron, or Dany's gonna be pregnant, and Jon's gonna marry Dany because she's pregnant, and because he doesn't want his child to be born a bastard. So I'm waiting for a wedding. I'm waiting for a wedding. But hey, I've been wrong about a lot of stuff. So
yeah, me too.
I've been wrong about a lot of stuff. Rod says, if she is pregnant, is their kid the princess that was promised? Could be. I had thought theory too, is that maybe their child is the prince or princess that was promised. But I mean, we've already defeated the Night King, so do we even need that anymore?
I don't know. That's what I said. It takes all the magic out.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff changes. But are the dead really gone? Really? I mean, are they going to pull a trick on us?
I don't know. You think?
Cersei will marry Euron, and then Euron will kill her. Could be. I don't know. I don't see anybody killing Cersei. I see her doing herself in before that, unless someone sneaks from behind her or poisons her or something.
I could see Euron killing her. I could see it. Just so he could
maybe
be king.
choking her while they're having sexio.
He is the younger brother. I mean, the Valonqar doesn't necessarily say it has to be her younger brother. It could be any younger sibling. And Euron is the younger brother. So he could very well choke her. And he could fulfill the Valonqar prophecy. Could happen. So
Katie's with you. She sees Dany and Jon will get pregnant.
She's with me. Okay. I got somebody on my side. I want a baby. The what's his name? Raymond, the guy who writes the music. So he released his music. You can go and download it, pirate it or whatever, and or look for it. All of the music for this series, for this season, I mean. And
the music was great.
There is a song that's toward the end that sounds very babyish. Sounds very playful, like there's a baby involved. So yes, there is a little hint there that there is going to be. Now, it could be Sam You know, it could be little Sam instead, showing little Sam or something, or it could be something else.
Ron
It could.
agrees with you. Euron is the younger brother.
You're right. He's the. I know he's the younger brother. His dad. His brother was the king that he threw him off the bridge earlier. You know, in the series. So he could very well be the one that kills Cersei. Could.
Yeah.
Could happen. Hey, he finds out that's Jaime's baby, right? I bet you I know she's gonna try to play off that baby and tell Euron it's his.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I could see that little thing going on in her head. Definitely.
Yeah.
Either way, the guy who makes the score is the real MVP. Absolutely flawless. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Whoever does it, whoever gets to do it. But I don't know, Quaithe, you could be right. She could kill herself. Could be suicide, right? She could say, forget it. I'm not doing this. No one's getting the best of me. I choose.
Mm-hmm.
It could happen. Could happen. That was a good one. It's good. It's a good theory. Good theory.
Okay, what else did we miss on this last episode?
Anything else you guys want to talk about in this last episode that happened that you were liked, you didn't like, you're disappointed about?
Are we over it, guys? Are we over this last episode? Are we ready for Sunday? Have we moved on?
Have we moved on? I don't think I've watched it enough. I think I'm gonna watch it again. I think I've watched it about 4 times, maybe. But I usually watch it a lot before.
So who killed Jorah? The Dothraki zombies? They got the last hit.
Yes, it was the Dothraki zombies. They got. Hey, you know what I liked? I liked seeing Dany pick up a sword.
Oh yeah.
I really liked that. It made me want to like go to Con of Thrones and like they have a little session where you learn how to play swords. You learn how to do it.
Really?
Yes, they do. You know who teaches it, right? The dance master that from season 1.
No, not today, guys.
Yes, he's the one that teaches it.
Very cool.
Made me want to learn. I was like, yeah, I want to do that. Raymond Dwight. Yeah, I can't say his last name, KT. She was gave the name of the guy who does the music.
I'm cold.
I can't say that. Dajwadi, maybe something like that. Raymond Dajwadi.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not.
Sorry, I got a lot of cookies today at school, so.
You got a lot of cookies.
I'm eating my cookies.
Oh, you're giving away your position, Quaithe. The mysterious lady.
Bible school.
This mysterious lady, right? So, I'm waiting to see if anybody else has got any other questions before we wrap it up. You know, if anybody else wants to join in or wants to ask us in, or ask something or offer something else that they liked about the battle or about episode 3. Well, again, we will be talking about episode 4. An hour before. I'm still working on my recap video. My style of videos is difficult, guys. They're the whole video and voiceover, and I don't just flash pictures and talk. I do a lot of the editing, and it takes time. And so I will post that video hopefully by Friday or Saturday, so you can watch it before Sunday. And then we'll be ready for Sunday for, live streaming right before and after. Heck yeah. He says, Katie says, same here, Dany with the sword. Yeah, she liked that. Cyril Farrell. Thank you, KT. That was his name, Cyril Farrell. The one that teaches the swords.
That's his real name?
No, that's the character's name.
Oh, I was like, that's a badass name.
No, that's the character's name, Cyril Farrell. I don't know the actor's name, but he's always at Con of Thrones. He is. And I really, I was a little shy my first time at Con of Thrones. It was my first time last year. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I'm really hoping that Quaithe will be joining me. And I'm really hoping that, you never know, maybe.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. So I'm about ready to buy my tickets next week. And I'm definitely planning to go. And I'm going to definitely be videoing and posting things for you guys. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you would help me out, share me with your friends or your Game of Thrones community, anybody you know. I'm every day it's growing. I'm not quite at 900 yet. I think I'm at 860 something. It's still growing every day. I get about 5 or 6 every day. But I'm trying to get to 1,000 so that I can walk around with my phone and live stream while I'm at Con of Thrones. I won't be able to do that if I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So that's my goal, guys. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please help share the word, share my videos with other people, and hopefully more people will subscribe. So Katie has a question. She says, what do you think was up with the look between the Night King and Bran as the Night King reached him in the Godswood? Yeah. That look between them.
I really thought that they looked like they were old friends. I mean, I really thought they were going to get up and hug. I mean, he was looking at himself in the face, and he was going to be like, hello, old friend, and that was him. Like they were, I don't know. It looked very much something like that instead of I'm going to kill you. It looked like they were part of each other. It really did, because he really was hesitant to kill him. I mean, he didn't just go up and like, okay, I'm going to kill you, anger or nothing. It was a very slow, do I really want to do this? Okay, I'm going to do this. And Bran looking at him and just kind of blinking and like, okay, do it, dude. It was very strange.
I think it was a kind of a connection to Bran telling everybody at the Knights of the Round Table, the episode before, he was telling them that the Night King's tried many times. So the Night King was probably like, am I actually going to get to kill you this time? I think
maybe so. Maybe he was a little bit shocked that he got so close.
Yeah. Yes. I think that's what I think it had something to do with that. And I think that,
it also seemed like they were having a conversation with each other in their heads, and
right?
They didn't get to hear it.
Right. Like they had, they both have that sense, to, so they could have, I sure would have liked to see that, right? She would have liked to hear, what that was about.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he did get in Bran's head, and I wonder what's going to become of Bran. I mean, what's up with Bran? I don't know. I can't make him out. Just he's way out there.
KT says she's going to Con of Thrones, and she gave us the name of Cyril Farrell's actor. It's
Meltos.
I can't see. I'm sorry, guys. Meltos Urolomir. I can't say that. Somebody tell me how to say that. Urolomol. I can't say that. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, though. His name, his real name.
I don't want to butcher his name. Poor guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't want to butcher it. I'm just butchering it, making it worse. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Excited. I hope we get to see you there, KT. I hope we get to see you there. I'm going to be excited.
Yeah, if I know we all have to get together for some Imps wine.
Yes, we'll get some together for some Imps Delight, right?
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to that. We'll have to have lunch together and, enjoy and do some things together. We really like that, I'm excited about going to Nashville. Very excited about going to Nashville.
Me too. That's what I was talking to my husband about. So we'll see. We're still trying to make it happen.
Yeah, I love that. I'm excited about it. I'm going to get on it next week for sure. For sure.
I did want to talk about the Red Woman and her tie-in and all of this. I mean, and her poetic ending. I was kind of like, what the hell was that at the beginning of our reaction on Sunday? But as I watched it, like I said, I really got into her character, really was looking into it. She really had to prove herself. When she came riding up in the middle of the war, of course she's going to ride up in the middle of the war. She's got the Lord of Light on her side.
Right.
She can. I know, everybody's like, how does she do that when the dead army of the dead are right behind her? Well, she is the Lord of Light's prophet. She's the prophet of it. I know I'm going to go a little bit Bible on y'all, but everyone, they all have a little bit of the prophets. There is a little bit of religion in this. So she comes up she's not just going to walk up in there. You know, she got kicked out. She had to prove herself, and that she was there to help. And that's what she did with the Dothrakian, you know, giving them the fire, which gave us a lot of hope, of course, you know.
Right. I loved that they actually were like, oh, we might actually win this thing.
Sure, absolutely. And I think that's the writers putting us in their shoes on that feeling, those feelings, you know, because they felt the same way, I'm sure. But her doing that and then going up to the stairs, giving us a little hint when she looks at Arya in the eyes. You know, she's looking at her in the eyes, and she had to be sent away for a reason. I think she was sent away, and I think her going away, she was putting all the pieces together. Remember, she was upset at the end and depressed with herself that she had it all wrong. She was prophesizing the lower lights messages wrong.
Right.
And she felt revealing who she really was to us. So I think this was her, Lord Light sent her back to get it right this time and to do it right. And I think he was with her the whole time. She was even in the room, if y'all paid attention, where Arya ends up. How would that happen? She knew exactly where she was going to be. And not one of those dead people were uprising, fighting.
Yeah, I watched that part again. So he didn't actually raise his hands.
Not yet.
Until after that scene. So they could have risen up afterwards, and then they had to kill them all off because who was in there with them? The Hound. The Hound was in there with her. So he could have, you know, killed them all. Killed them all in that. But there was quite a few bodies in there. There's quite a few bodies.
There was. So they did take us back to the original meeting of them two, of what she said.
Right.
You know, they first met her and Arya.
I like that they gave us that closing. I like that they gave us that.
They tied that in.
They tied that in. I don't know if she's killed everybody who has brown eyes and green eyes. Somebody say this is, does Cersei have green eyes and she's going to be the one that's next or something like that. But I think this was more of a finale. I think of that. I don't think they're going to carry that on. I don't see that happening.
No, I think that was Red Woman's. That was her line for her for this purpose only.
Yes, I think so.
This is a heaven and hell war. You know, good against evil, and with their prophets, with them helping them out, defeating this. So I think that's why she was there. I think that's when she did that. She told her what she needed to do. Arya clicked onto what she had to do, and that was it. Once it was done, the Red Woman's purpose of living and using the magic that the Lord Light gave her was done. Her purpose was over. Same thing with Beric. Of course, I thought Beric was so close to give her
the kiss. I know. I was thought that was going to happen when I started seeing him get stabbed, and she was running, and I thought that something was going to happen, and he was going to end up giving her the kiss of life, and I thought there was going to be something there. Again, I know I keep saying it. I'm sorry. I just think there's going to be something magical.
Yeah, but you know, the Red Woman explained it. She really she pieced it together.
She did.
He served his purpose.
He did.
In other words, all these prophets that were here for her really did serve their purpose. She also has the moment with Grey Worm and his moment of needing the light and the trench. Oh, yes. Remember, no one trusted her anymore. No one did. But John said it all. John said it when they were at Jaime's trial. You know, we need anyone and everyone that we can.
Right.
And everybody's seeing the dead and how many there were. They want it as much as they can use. Absolutely.
I liked that though. I liked that part where she was actually like getting nervous when she was saying the prayer because she was like, oh my gosh, and she kept looking around, and that I really liked that part.
And you just said it. You nailed it just now. She said, oh my gosh. Yes. Now, getting back to Christianity, getting back to that type of, when you are praying, she's praying, it has to come from the heart. It has to come from the heart, and you have to mean it. You know, you just can't expect a miracle right there and then. And she's always had doubts. She's always had doubts. Had doubts when she was bringing John back. She really had to dig deep. And when you have fear, you can't have fear. And she had to let all that go and then instantly it worked. So I know I'm probably analyzing it a lot from
No,
that
but I saw that too, Quaithe.
religion sense, but
I saw it too, Quaithe. I saw her as soon as she closed her eyes and was just like, whatever happens, happens. I know I've got to believe enough. And as soon as she did that, it lit up.
It lit up. Yeah, she was full heart.
She let go of that fear, and she just said, believed full-heartedly, you know, and
absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No matter what religion you are, I'm sure, you know, or non-religion, you have your beliefs. You got to believe in them.
A lot of this with this Night King. She was there through the whole process of it. So I mean, yeah, I give her the poetic ending. You know, she gave Arya that last little jolt of what she needed to get the job done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which was, you know, you're going to kill him. You know, I've seen it. I'm prophesizing it. That gives her the adrenaline, to the reassurance that she's going to make it.
Right.
You know. So when you have that already in your head, then you could probably do anything. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of my take on the Red Woman, and you know, I was kind of like, oh, it's kind of stupid, but I kind of really looked into it. And after, like you said, watching it over and over,
you start to see the connections that were there.
The connection,
yeah. I liked the Grey Worm. I kind of thought Grey Worm was going to die. I thought that, you know, big kiss usually means death. So, and I said that in several of my videos, that I really thought he was going to die. But I liked that he was like nervous. You got to see him be nervous, and you got to see him had to think outside, saw Melisandre, and then brought her over to light that. I just liked all of that. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked him being the frontline soldier that he is, and he had to problem solve. He had to really dig deep, you know, about what choice and what to do, and he had to sacrifice his men. He knew, I need to pull this bridge now. He really waited to see how close they were going to get before he did it, to save some of his men.
Yeah.
And he knew he had to make that decision, and that was really, really.
That was
good.
hard.
Yeah, hard, and good to put that characterization in him like that. I like that. That was interesting. But if anybody has anything else to say, KT, if you have anything about what you want to say about the Red Woman, you know, let us know. I don't know what else I have left.
I don't either. I'm
episode 4.
Yeah. I want to kind of save, you know, some of those predictions, but if anybody's got anything else they want to throw out there, anybody has anything else they want to say before we wrap it up, we'll give it a few minutes. I know it takes you guys a minute to hear what we're saying and then respond. So if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, you want to bring up, or you want us to talk about on a Sunday as well. Again, anybody who's watching this after the fact, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share our videos, you know, whether they be the live streams or they be the ones I post with your Game of Thrones friends and families. Hoping that, trying to get my subscribers up a little bit, trying to grow our channel so that we can live stream on my phone when we go to Con of Thrones, because I'm definitely going to be looking to do that. So thank you so much for everybody who's come out today, and everybody who's joining us and who is involving in watching or also chatting with us. We want to hear from you. We want you to know we're going to respond and we're going to interact with you, and we excited to have you all here with us today. So I don't see anything else in the chat from anybody. I don't know if I could. Do you think I give enough time? I think I did.
Yeah, and I think we got to the end of our outline. I think we all talked about everything. We did pretty good with all of that.
Yeah. And
we're ready for episode 4.
We are. We're ready for episode 4. Ready to see the drama that's going to come. I do want to say one more thing. Yeah. If you do not want to hear anything about a leak, you can mute me, or you can just. This is probably the last thing I'm going to say anyway. But there was a leak out there that Jon was going to try to go make peace with Cersei, and then she was going to imprison him. And I hope that doesn't happen, you know. But I did see Jon and Davos leaving from Winterfell. Looks like they might be going to King's Landing. And so I hope that doesn't happen. I think someone has to either come rescue him or trade for him or something of that nature, or something happens there. So I hope it. We'll see. We will see. Katie says, I'm with you guys, and I love Melisandre, and I'm excited for Sunday. Great. Awesome. Good. We'll be excited to have you with us, KT, always. So I'll let you say goodbye, Quaithe.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys on Sunday. I can't wait to chat about my predictions. Mm-hmm. I got a lot of crazy ones I'm going to put out there.
Yeah, and some tinfoil. Put some tinfoil. Bring your imps delight, and we will see you on Sunday, 1 hour before the episode, and again 30 minutes after the episode. That one usually lasts a good couple of hours, so if you can't catch it right after, you can always come on at any time and join us. We'll look forward to seeing you there. And as always, Zazrizes Buzdadis Costaor. A dragon is not a slave.